They'll probably say, where exactly are you going with this? I see you really trying to take it there. Old school flow, chew you out, ain't fair. Jordan Pez.
Yo, what up, YouTube? It's your boy Zai. You already know what time it is. But anyways, man, shout out to everybody that support the channel. Before I even get into it, man, I want to send my shots out to the homie from Radford. Like, a lot of people know our Vodkins don't get along, you know what I mean? And it's just the way it is. But it's like we're at that age to where things of that nature don't really mean nothing, you know what I mean? It's not like we're actually on the street looking for each other to take out and all this. Like, it was just a respectful level. When the whole exposed video, supposedly exposing me, came out, dude didn't jump on the bandwagon and be like, yeah, this fool, you know, because anybody that's known about my vodka will know that I've been around for a long time. There's no ins and outs. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. And if I was a two-piece, I mean, don't get me wrong, the two-piece were all in my neighborhood, and my homies are real good with them fools, and I got a gang of family from two-piece. But if I was ever from two-piece, it would have went down. Like I mean, you seen the homie, Nate Dogg 916. You already seen what he said. If I was ever a blood, like, it would have got found out, because for one, that's what they search for. Why is this black dude on that side? You know, let's run a make on him to see maybe if he's hiding for something. And they do. That's their get down. But everybody also knows that when it comes down to the homies, like, you cannot slip through. You know how they say the whole needle in the haystack? Yeah, and they will find you in that haystack. It's just that stringent. You know, especially another race running with them. They're going to want to know everything. You know, I've been in situations to where I'm in rooms when certain people are speaking. You know, I'll just leave it like that. And, you know, nobody said nothing until they found out who I was. But that's besides the point, man. I digress. But, so, you know, it's not even about exposing, because I want to talk about something totally different. I mean, of course, it's in social media, and it's more prevalent than anything. But, like, shout out to the haters world, man. And shout out to the woman from Radford for keeping it G. Like, they could have easily jumped on the bandwagon and just ran for the views, and people would have been like, yeah, that's right, that fool's odd, you know what I mean? Because that's what a lot of the haters tend to do. You know, there's a lot of fools that were supposedly cool with me, but in the end, they wanted where I was at, and even though it's not even that high, but they figure they still want it and that they deserve it more. So, you know, with that being said, man, the haters world, you know, he does his reactions. Dude reacted. He didn't even get through not even a quarter of the video, and was like, he called bull, because the proof's in the pudding. This many years on YouTube, this many years, and obviously knowing how the homies move, like, there's no slipping through the cracks. You know what I mean? Especially being at my age and still saying that some of the things I say, and the homie from Radford, knowing that our vodkas have been at it that long, and even if it wasn't just like constant, it's like, you know who you know out of North Hollywood and Sun Valley. Like, it's just, you can't be in those cities and not be, especially being me. But, you know what I mean? And all the black fools in the valley that are from Boston, especially in Sun Valley, everybody knows Skinny from Byland. Like, I can go on and on, you know what I mean? I know all of, you know, especially the older fools. But with that being said, man, shout out to you cats, you know what I mean? And for the people that don't follow your channel, man, go follow them. And most of these guys are going to bypass me anyway. Not even bypass me, but they're going to surpass me, because they're not really gossiping. You know, they're on a more positive page, and they're just kind of just doing reactions. So it's like, you know, but shout out to them guys. But what I really wanted to get into is the whole Kelpie the Pimp. Like, Kelpie the Pimp, man, like, when I first seen him, I didn't see him on Soft White Underbelly. I seen him on No Jumper. And don't get me wrong, like, I'm not here vouching for this dude because I don't know him. But I think he didn't get a fair shake. I think people already prejudge him off the fact, but they consider him white. So they're like, this fool could never be a pimp, which there was white pimps and people knew. And, you know, I think the criticism from Sharp and Almighty Suspect was somewhat, it's like they had it in for him before he even got into it good. They're already calling him names. You know, Almighty Suspect said the reason he took off is because the dude called him a B, but if you see the other video, Sharp is already coming at him strong, and then the other fool is, you know, calling him a clown, and like all times, just being very disrespectful. And like I said, I'm not here to stick up for the man, but I just don't think he got a fair shake. And I think when you do a podcast, and especially if you're a podcast on the level that No Jumper is, you gotta be less critical. I mean, you can ask the hard questions, but it has to be questions and not be so disrespectful. And I think that they were disrespectful. I think now that they're starting to find out that dude is not just white, that, he's half Mexicano, and that people are actually willing to go to bat for him. Not only that, you got other Crips that he's cool with that are kind of like, yeah, saying the same. You didn't give dude a fair shake. I think people were trying to be funny and be disrespectful, and there's a lot of people that just wasn't feeling it. They felt like, and don't get me wrong, anytime you go on Shark Tank, you already know dude is gonna start trying to cook you. I think his whole thing is to debunk a lot of stuff and to put on blast a lot of things. Like, even when he talks about the whole pimping thing, like, it's so contradictory sometimes, because in one minute, in one way, he's trying to condone it, in another, you're wrong for doing it. So it's like one of those, I won't say good cop, bad cop, but it's like, if you see a dude that's in pimping, or you see a dude getting his money, and you speak on it in a manner to where it's looked down upon because maybe they're not doing it exactly the way you want them to do it, it's like, then it's more hater than anything. And don't get me wrong, I like Sharp's, the way he gets down to a sense, in a sense, but the disrespect, like, it's just, it's funny. Like, I don't get it. Like, and I get it. I get the fact that you need God, you need this drama, but I just felt like, as somebody that's doing podcasting, you got to be a little bit more reserved. And I'm not saying be a saint, because I know if I was talking to somebody and they got too out of pocket, I don't know what I'd do. Because I don't really have a chill button. It's kind of like, no in between. But at this age, I'm trying to find that space. But yeah, the whole thing with him and Kelpie, I thought it was just disrespectful. I thought Almighty Suspect, even though I like this music, because him and what's the name was going at it, and it's like, I like this music. It was kind of, my son was more into it than anything, but I just felt like these dudes are trying to make their way something different. But I think now that he's did what he did, and now that his videos are viral, I think he's running with that. Like, I don't know nothing about the dude, but if it's like, you can have family that are gangster, but you're not. You know what I mean? It's like one of those, are you a gangster or not? Like, are you playing gangster? Because beating up on a dude like Kelpie, that's to me, that wasn't really gangster. And no disrespect to you, but I just didn't feel like it was gangster. I felt kind of like it was just, you took an opportunity. And don't get me wrong, Kelpie messed up when he said the B word. So I fully expected you to handle your business as a man, but it just kind of like you were egging it the whole time. Disrespecting the whole time, and eventually somebody's gonna pop off. If you back a fox in a corner, he gonna snap on you. You know what I mean? It's like, it is what it is. You know what I mean? And people, when they come to these podcasts, they're looking to be interviewed and boost their notoriety in some way or another, not be attacked by another podcaster. You know what I mean? I just think it was just out of character, but. I also got to play devil's advocate. I felt like Kelpie was wrong when he said the B word, but again, I mean, he was justified in saying it, because if you're calling me a clown and saying I'm gonna fake this, fake that, after a while I'm gonna need mine too. And though he didn't get up and fight, I just felt like that was his way of doing it. It's like, you ever see a person be fighting and he can't win, so what he do is he resort to mass disrespect, as far as like spitting on. Like, I've seen that, like a dude be getting beat up and he spit, on you, because he felt like, it's nothing more disrespectful than getting spit on, regardless if you're winning the fight or not. It's like, if a dude spit in your face, it's like, woo, But yeah, hopefully, I've been in talks with my boy, and hopefully we get Kelpie on the podcast. You know what I mean? And it's not just to get him on the podcast that I'm talking the way I'm talking. I just. I got homies from OC. I got homies from Anaheim. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, regardless of the situation, regardless of how he became who he was, and the notoriety he's getting, it's still bringing notoriety to a city. And to be in a city, such as this, it's like, it tends to overshadow everything around it. You know what I mean? It's like, it ain't no secret. Like, when it comes to LA and the surrounding areas, as far as like LA County, it tends to overshadow these cities that got real hitters and real dudes with vocal skills, you know what I mean? Because everybody's looking towards these cities to be like, oh, Los Angeles, oh, the Valley, oh, like, you know what I mean? they're not really looking towards like IE and Orange County and the surrounding cities because they're not major spots. But now they're starting to take notice and see that there's a lot of cats in these cities that really get it. You got dude out of what's his name? Man. Oh man, I don't know why I forget his name, but he out of Moreno Valley, blood, like spitting, you know what I mean? But and I follow him. I haven't seen nothing on him lately. He used to be doing these ones on Monday, always spitting, but I don't know what's going on with him. But hopefully he's straight. But yeah. So that's all I'm really gonna say on now. I don't wanna take too much time. It's already been 10 minutes. But yeah, hopefully, we do get Kelpie on the show. And hopefully Orange County gets the shine that they need regardless, because he can come out as a pimp or alleged pimp, you know what I mean? Because I don't want to put his business out there like that, We ain't confirming nothing. But, there's other people looking for that extra spotlight, and he might be able to do like C-Mac did for a lot of other people, bring spotlight to him. And before him, it was the dude that did the Bobby Shmurda challenge or whatever, like Junebug. You see what I'm saying? It's like you have these periods where people, they help people grow businesses and everything. So shout out to him. Hopefully we get Kelpie, even if Almighty suspect, but he's so up there in the cloud, he might not want to step on the platform, especially because I wasn't necessarily seeing eye to eye with his conduct. But if so, he could come on the podcast. I'm not gonna be critical of him. I'm just gonna pick his brain. The same with Kelpie. You want to come on the podcast, man? You already know. Neil Zod 1, but we'll be doing it on Zod's Vendetta TV. That channel got 5,000 subscribers or something close to it. Hefe, man, let's make it happen. King Drago Entertainment, let's make it happen. FNO Energy, make it happen. You know what I mean? And old man, it's like I'm trying to knock this album out before the year is over, but like I'm working so much, it's hard, and my nose is stopped up right now, and I'm gonna go ahead and cut it there. But yeah, man, hopefully, we get it up and running. With that being said, your boy Neil Zod 1, and I'm out.
Kneel before Zod!